welcome everyone to Assistive Technology Forward. This is our first presentation for October. And we're going to start our meeting like we always do, start with just real quick introduction for those who don't know what is the definition of assistive technology. And really the main points of this are that it could be anything, and that it could be to increase, maintain, or improve the function. And I think that that's really important that you always kind of hone in on those three words: increase, maintain, or improve. And that it is not just a thing, that it is also a service. So some students, believe it or not, could get services and not necessarily things, or vice versa. Our community of practice has some very specific focus areas. We are looking to support those who are underserved. We're looking to support families, and we're wanting to help build your capacity of educators. And of course, we want to help our community practice members. As an FYI for everyone, we are now up to 561 participants in the state of Wisconsin. So that's kind of awesome. As the AT Forward community of practice, we're looking to help provide some guidance to you. We're looking for experts who are in the field that are living with these and helping us together. We're all sharing our ideas and resources. And we really do want this to be a collaborative group between families, educators, and professionals. What do you get if you become a community of practice member? Well, you get some free virtual learning like we're doing right now, and networking. There's a monthly AT connection with tips and updates, and I've kind of changed that this year, where we're trying to put in like a device of the month or a book of the month and things like that. So hopefully you'll find those things very useful. And then we're going to be starting our micro credentialing. We'll be starting very soon, the second week of October. And if you have questions about that, you can certainly chime in towards the end of the presentation, and we'll walk you through some of those things. And of course, this is our link to join the COP. We want to recognize our partners in this. The Wisconsin Assistive Technology Network is a partner, and SLATE. There's always more than one SLATE, right? There's state leaderships in assistive tech, the Assistive Technology Council, the Wisconsin AT for All, and of course the UDL Forward, they have a conference that's starting this week. So it is virtual. So October 8th and 9th, you can come and join us for that. And of course, our Assistive Technology Forward group. We are really kind of concentrating this year on the assistive technology, or the quiet indicators for assistive technology, and they're all listed here. They're all linked in here. So if you're not familiar with them, and the one we're going to be talking about today is again under consideration of AT needs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started on our presentation for today. We're going to talk about who makes up the assistive technology team, identification of team roles to support student needs. That's our title for today. These are our learning objectives. We're looking to identify all the potential members of the assistive technology team, whether they be in a home, a school, or the community. We're also looking to help you determine ways to engage the student as a key member of the team. And we're going to be looking at a few case studies. And we're going to review some additional teaming resources, because we think that that's very important that you have those resources to take back. Just a little bit about myself, for those who don't know me. My name is Kathy White. I'm an assistive technology specialist, and I was in a school system for 33 years. I actually worked in the Janesville Public Schools for 33 years. I was a classroom teacher at the high school level. I actually taught kids with significant cognitive disabilities and physical disabilities, but I also did some team teaching with students who had more significant learning disabilities in the areas of psychology and sociology. I started and ran our assistive technology team for the school district of Janesville, and I've been a presenter at both state and national conferences, and now I'm co-chairing the Assistive Technology Forward Grant. And today I am joined by Anna, and I'll let Anna kind of introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Anna Cliff. I'm an occupational therapist, a special ed teacher, and an AT specialist. I've done that for about 16 years. It feels like longer. Right now, I'm a program support teacher and an assistive technology lead in the Madison Metropolitan School District, and I help with some surrounding districts as well. I also presented some local, state, and national conferences, and I'm a member of this contractors, but I'm always eager to keep learning. So you'll hear us throughout the presentation that we are by no means experts, but we very much want to keep learning, and there's always new things coming out. So our goal in this group and in our time today is really just to bring out that conversation and have time to learn with each other.
Awesome, wonderful. So why are we even doing some of this? The why behind things, I think, is so important. Believe it or not, there's more and more research now that's out there in assistive technology, and there's a group that's called GATE. So it's a World Health Organization Global Cooperation on Assistive Tech, and they had this very interesting quote. At least I thought it was extremely interesting, that there's this huge lack of knowledge and skills in schools surrounding assistive technology and whether or not AT is appropriate and how to evaluate them. And let's talk about that for a group and for a minute here. And as a group, how long do you guys think assistive technology has been out there? Go ahead and toss it in the chat, and that way we'll be able to kind of see what's going on and have a conversation. How long do you think we've actually assistive tech's been there? Since IDEA? Yep, IDEA was certainly part of it. And that was in what year? We'll test you guys' Googling skills, right? Anybody else besides Barbara? Come on, we'll see how quick you guys can Google.
35.
35 years. Yeah, Mike, that was probably Mike. Yep, I think that's probably around the year. So around 1988, 89, that's about when it all began. Isn't that incredible? It's just been around for over 30 years, and yet I still feel like we're just in the beginning, stages. So as we think about moving assistive technology forward, we need to think a little bit and clarify what's the difference between universal design for learning and assistive technology. And I really want you to take a look at the icons on the bottom of the screen here and note that they're really running horizontal to one another. They're not running into each other. They do run separately. So universal design for learning is designed for all people, whereas assistive technology is designed for more of a targeted population. So they're kind of running horizontal to another. Do they intersect sometimes? Yep, for some kids they do. But we really want to make sure that, especially for our students who are very transient and they're going between one school district and another, that the accommodations that we have set within their IEPs are correct. So whether they are in Kenosha, Wisconsin, or they're in Ashland, Wisconsin, if they have the assistive technology that they need on their IEP, it is correct no matter what district that they're in. I've been in too many IEP meetings where someone has said, this is just a universal thing, so all kids get it, so I'm not going to put it in the kid's IEP. But like I said, then the kid moves or something else happens or we change technology. So you want to make sure that your team has a good understanding of what universal design for learning and what assistive technology really does mean. And to go along with that, we really want to think about the quality indicators that help us figure out exactly what we're doing as far as a team. And the ones that we want to discuss today are indicator statements 2 and 3. And they are about the collaborative decision-making process. We want to make sure that everyone at the table has a voice. It's not just one person. We're going to talk later about a student, and honestly, the person who sealed the deal for this kid and really made things happen and brought the awareness to what was needed for the student was the physical education teacher. And oftentimes those people are not necessarily at the table for the assistive technology, but in many cases, they really need to be. the indicator statement, the other one we want to talk about is that there is a collective knowledge. And we need that collective knowledge to make that informed decision. As we're talking about a team, each team is very unique and very different based on that specific student. And like I said, in this case, the case that we're going to talk about later, it really was the PE teacher who brought to the table the information that we needed, that the student couldn't catch a ball, that the student often seemed like if something was passed by one side of him, like he didn't even see it, that it wasn't even there. And come to find out, that's exactly what was going on. And it's strange, nobody caught it till he was like a 7th grader. When you're born in one way, it's very difficult for you to even think about what may be different out there, or why people are sharing something differently than you are. So by looking at these 2 quality indicators, you want to make sure that your whole team makes the decision, and that it's an informed decision, so everyone has a voice at the table. And to make sure that you know how to do that, it is a good thing to look at what's called the computer matrix summary worksheets. These are linked in, so you will be able to see what those look like. But you'll be able to go through this and help your assistive technology team figure out where they are and then where they need to be, because you can't get better if you don't know where you are. So you can look at each of these, and like the first one talks about assistive technology devices and services are considered for all students, regardless of type of severity of disability. So, and then rate your district. Do you think maybe very little does that happen? We only talk about assistive tech for our more severe kids. Then maybe right now you only are at a 1 or a 2. Our goal is to be at a 5. Let's make this happen. So kind of go through this list. And like I said, it is linked in here. If I click, we can get into the link here. You notice that they're all here now. This one's on assessment. This is documenting AT and the IEP. And we'll get through all of these this year. But for right now, we're really talking about the consideration and implementation. So consideration of assistive technology needs is really where we're at right now.